It's over.
Jay's Round Ball Rankings.
The game is over.
Hey.
Keyshawn, J. Willimax, ESPN Radio, ESPN2, Sirius XM Channel 80. Jay, you got round ball rankings. What are you ranking?
I got our way too early rankings for next season because that's what we do on the show.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for it?
Okay, but what are you ranking?
I'm ranking my top teams in the NBA.
Top 7 NBA championship
too
contenders?
early teams. Yes.
Yes, got it.
Give me the number, Yates. What
Number
random
7.
There we go. Number 7. Going with the Grizz. I'm going with Jaren Jackson. I'm going with Ja Morant. I'm going with Dylan Brooks. We'll see what moves they make in the offseason. I still think they need a more veteran wing to their team, but I like the way this team is built. And look, you can easily make a case that if Ja Morant weren't out the last 3 games, so that series could have been different.
Missed half the series.
Against Golden State, same with Steven Adams. So, look, they're right there when it's all said and done. I got them at number 7. Next
Number
up,
6.
I got the Nets, man. Just off principle alone with their names. I mean, the star power, KD, Kyrie, Ben Simmons when he's come back, Joe Harris, the size they have, the length they have. We'll see what they do with Bruce Brown. Some questions around the team. Steve Nash, their head coach, could make a case that they would have been better off with Kenny Atkinson if they had kept him. But I get it. It is what it is. I just got them at number 6 because there's a lot of volatility, right? A lot of question marks. I think they'll be fine, but I need to see it more consistently before I can believe it. They're number 6. Next up.
Number 5.
I got the Suns. Look, you can tell me what you want to tell me about Devin Booker didn't show up. CP3 got hurt. Jay Crowder and company got a little bit banged up. We'll see what moves they make with DeAndre Ayton. That is a major, major question mark. That's probably why I had them at number 5. And I give them a lot of credit. Look, I give Dallas a lot of credit. They were able to get by them. But still, when it's all said and done, I still like the Suns and CP3 a year older, but I still think he'll be there when it counts. Next up.
Number 4.
The Celtics, man. Look, I think you can make a question around, can you add Malcolm Brogdon? What do you do with Marcus Smart? I think Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. Questionable decision-making from this whole team. Obviously, Jason Tatum, I think he's going to take this offseason. It's going to burn him in a really bad way. He's going to work. Al Horford being a year older, he was a pivotal piece. But Robert Williams, if he's healthy with Grant Williams, his team, Udoka, their style, really like them there at number 4. Number 3.
Number 3.
Yo, the Clippers, man. Yo, put some respect on the Clippers' name. Kawhi Leonard coming back. He has a New Balance commercial. Uh-oh, you know when he starts doing these commercials, he's coming to be the king of L.A. You know, I don't know what's going to mean for Key and the Los Angeles Lakers and AD and LeBron. I know they'll be there when it's all said and done, but Reggie Jackson, Paul George is nice. Keep sleeping on Paul George.
How about the coach, Jay?
And then Ty Lue, who has the blueprint about how they're building it, you know, in L.A. with the Lakers. That counts.
Clippers a problem.
Number 3. Next up.
Number 2.
The Bucks, man. Look, the Celtics got by the Bucks, but if Chris Middleton were on that team, I don't think the Celtics are getting by the Bucks. So, Giannis, to me, is still the best player in basketball. It's a conversation. It's a debate. If you want to have it with him, Steph, LeBron, all the best in the game. But look, he's playing at a high level. They're going to come back. They're going to be healthy. I still think they are the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. And then number 1.
Number 1.
Golden State Warriors, man. I mean, they're going to bring back Wiggs. You got Jordan Poole. He's going to come back. You got Steph. You got Clay. You got Draymond. Their core is intact. And look, James Wiseman coming back in the offseason. Kuminga, they have the youth. They have the veteran. They have the experience. They are the team to beat going into the 2022-2023 NBA season.
So you have 7. That's
And
good.
7,
The Warriors,
that voice,
the
yeah,
Bucks,
I'm
Clippers,
7,
Celtics,
yes.
Suns, Nets,
Keyshawn with that voice, I'm 7.
in the Grizzlies.
Yes.
So you got
I've noticed
the Warriors
Max,
number 1.
Yeah, but I've noticed he has 3 teams off the list
Yes.
that certainly should be on the list.
Okay, let's talk them through.
Because all year long, well, you had one. Let's go to Miami Heat. You figure they're going to make an offseason move.
If they do, yep.
They should be somewhere. I don't know if you squeeze it to 8.
So would you?
whatever.
Let me ask you a question. Would you put the Miami Heat above the Nets, Celtics, or Bucks?
Or we
Not
just
knowing
do
what
8?
Not knowing what moves they're going to make.
I have a question for you
As
first,
currently
Jay.
constructed.
Did you choose 7 because you're doing it like Key? This is the
I was-
bucket, the top bucket.
No, I chose my top 7 teams.
But
No
instead of
buckets.
6 or 8 or 5 or 10, because if so, then I would say probably the Heat should be there, right? If,
Yeah,
if
it
Should be
if it's
where?
not-
Top 7?
No. In other words, if 7's not just a random number, if you selected 7 teams because you're saying these 7 are different from everybody else, if you're doing that, shouldn't it be 8 with the Heat? Is the question.
No, the Heat aren't in my top 7.
They're not in your top
They're
7.
not in my top 7.
Okay, so
if I had them in my top 7, they would be in my top 7.
So they're not in the first bucket of teams.
No. That's my top 7.
I
How many
understand.
ways do y'all need me to break it down?
There is no y'all. I just wanted to know why the Heat wasn't in 7 and the Grizzlies are. Also, I said there was 3 teams. I only talked about one, the Miami Heat. All year long, not only all year long, your favorite pick and roll, pick and pop team, and they got James Harden and Embiid and all those other, they're not in there either.
It wasn't all year long.
Well, when they got James Harden.
Yeah, well, a lot of question marks. What do you do with James Harden? Who you?
This is why
if they
I'm
add,
asking you
if
these
they
things.
add Bradley Beal
Okay.
or
Very
a piece like
combative
that
today.
I would be. I'm not combative.
He's
See?
very good.
I just said combative, and he said not. I proved it.
I've learned though, whenever you question, not
Yeah.
challenge, but question
Yes.
Mr. Williams in any sort of way about anything that he puts out in the universe,
That is
he
a
gets
lie.
very like touchy and frustrated,
Defensive?
and defensive.
You guys
and
are
all
using a
those
lot
sort
of negative words that carry negative connotations that are not
you
me.
you said what the Sixers would do with James Harden. I just read yesterday that Doc Rivers said they certainly are bringing James back. They're going to pay him all his money, blah, blah, blah. So he's going to be there. Then the last team, obviously, that I would have pet peeve with you about
Lakers.
are the Los Angeles Lakers, and I think most
You
Laker
didn't
fans
make the playoffs.
I understand that. We didn't make the playoffs for a number of reasons. But it certainly seems like, it feels like to me, at the start of the season, most people in your profession on the NBA side would certainly have the Lakers making the playoffs. So,
Yeah, I have them. I mean, you can make the playoffs doesn't mean they're top 7.
okay, you don't
Yeah,
think they're top 7 with LeBron James, a healthy Anthony Davis, and a retooled Westbrook.
Is it a healthy AD? I don't know.
Well, as of right now, he's healthy.
I just need to see what it looks like before I can put the Lakers in my top 7. I have to see what what continuity they run with Darvin Ham. I need to see what moves they make to fit around LeBron and AD.
Okay,
I
just
want to go back to my original
I think it was fair. I think it would be fair for me to ask those questions so you could clean it up.
And
That's
the
all.
Miami Heat, I
Clean
think,
it up.
will be right there.
them
No,
fighting
I'm not
words.
cleaning it up.
He's like,
Yeah.
it's dirty, Jay.
Yeah,
you got
I'm
to clean
cleaning
it up.
them out. You guys are not in my top 7. I'm cleaning out.
But you got the Clippers
you
in
go.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all right.
Yo, because
I want to go
Clippers
back
are
to my
real.
original
You're going back to
question.
LA
Okay.
anytime soon.
Clippers will be the best team in LA this year. Will not be the
Clippers do
Lakers.
look formidable if Kawhi can play a
And that's the
season.
same
Yeah.
if AD is healthy, and
So you said what? The Clippers are going to be what?
they'll be the best team in LA.
All right, Jaren Jackson Jr. Got it.
What?
Okay.
I didn't say strength in numbers.
No, he'd be Jaron Jackson the third.
The
Oh, the third,
The
yeah.
third, yeah. The third.
So, Jay, I want to go
Brown
back to my
remembers this.
original question. I
Can't
need
say anything without offending somebody. Rabbit ears.
Yes.
Good.
even if you don't put Miami or Philadelphia ahead of any of those teams. I'll leave the Lakers out of it. Okay,
So,
just Miami, Philly. Yeah,
Would you put Philadelphia ahead of the Bucks, Celtics?
no,
Okay.
you don't have to go down the list. What I'm saying is, let's say I sign up for it. I get it, Jay. They're 8 and 9. My question is, what you selected 7 teams as opposed to 9 teams or 5 teams, so it seems to me it's not just some random number like here's my top 5 or here's my top 10. It seems to me you selected teams that you feel, when I get to a certain place where I feel like there's a cutoff here and these are the best teams, I'm going to stop. Or did the producers tell you we want 7 teams?
No, I feel like look, Miami is one of these teams, right, that they had an incredible run. And I think you can win a championship with Jimmy Butler. But I also know a lot of back history about where this team was 2.5 months before that with Jimmy Butler. They were not in a good place with Jimmy Butler. They were not in a good place. So it shifted very, very quickly. I'm curious about Kyle Lowry's now a year older. Like, what's going to happen with Tyler Hero? Like, is he going to come back and be better? Bam Adebayo, who's shrunk a little bit. I still think they'll be a great regular season team. I think they're right there. I still think they're a piece away from being in that upper echelon.
Got it.
And
That's
being
what I'm
there.
asking.
Yes.
So you are drawing a line.
Yeah, a little
saying
bit of a
here
line.
are the first tier, and then
And-
maybe the next tier would have 2 or 3 teams,
And-
including the Sixers and the Heat.
And it's the same reason I have the Nets right there kind of at the bottom too. Like, I want to see what that's like. Obviously, their star power would have them at the top, but I don't know what that's going to be like.
Josh in Florida has something to say about your list, Jay.
Jay Will.
Josh.
all of you on ESPN, man, you just disrespect Miami.
Everyone knows if you
Kendrick Perkins
disrespect
says,
Miami, you can't be on ESPN, of course.
No,
Those are the rules.
Them goons, as Kendrick Perkins says, them goons from South Beach. You don't know what Pat Riley's going to do. Pat Riley just wants to contend. Playoff Butler. Did you see Butler? I think a lot of people are just disrespecting the playoffs he had this year. Did you see Butler this playoffs? It was insane.
No, Josh, I saw Jimmy, but I also know some of the backstory when this whole thing blew up with Jimmy in Miami and East Bo. And by the way, there were a lot of people around the organization that weren't sure that Jimmy Butler was the right fit for them moving forward. So things do change very, very quickly. I understand. It's still very delicate about if they can go next level. Like, they need another piece, unless you're telling me Tyler Hero is going to be that piece.
Well, I mean, they did get to the finals 2 years ago. Or,
in the bubble, yep.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
Jason
like
in
jabbing
Florida.
Key on the Lakers.
Jason in Florida has an idea, Jay. It may not be what you think. Listen to Jason.
Hey, good
in
morning,
Florida.
fellas. Jay, Will, look, you got the Clippers ranked up there at 3 based off potential. Well,
Yep.
what about the Nuggets who have the MVP and Jokic? Are going to get back Porter, Murray, if Cousins, Gordon going to be there. What about those guys?
So I stop, Yates. Leave Denver alone, man. I love Denver. I think Denver could be in that conversation too. They're right on the outside looking in. Jamal Murray. First off, I don't like the way people internally try to pressure Jamal Murray to come back this year, like he was going to be that game changer for them to go deep in the playoffs. And secondly, I worry about Michael Porter Jr., man. That back injury.
There's a reason he got passed up by so many
We
teams
talked
on
about
draft
that
day.
earlier, and I wonder what effects. I need to see that a little bit more consistently from him.
You know what Denver is to me? When you say, who could the Bengals be in the NFL?
Denver.
They could be
Yes.
the Bengals of the NBA because it doesn't seem to work out for them, but there is something there, but it all has to hit just right.
Aren't
Porter
you-
has to stay healthy. Everyone has to stay
Aren't you
healthy.
tired of saying that Denver is something there? It just like
Yeah,
every
that's
year,
why.
Like
No, it's not every year.
dude,
I mean,
Well,
they made an
it's been-
incredible run in
It's been at least the last 3 years, which
They
to
made-
me is every year.
They made a dope run in the bubble, right? And then Jamal
They had
Murray
the
got
back-
hurt.
They had the back and forth scoring between Donovan Mitchell and Murray, who scores the most, blah, blah, blah.
Then Jamal
That was-
Murray
that
got
was-
hurt. And
Yeah,
Michael
that's the
Porter
thing.
Jr. got hurt too.
What Jamal Murray showed in the bubble
It
to
was
me,
the
it's,
bubble.
but it's real to
You
me
were
because
saying
he
about
went ham in the bubble. He went crazy in the bubble.
See, y'all going crazy in the bubble for them, but as soon as the Lakers come up, they're out of that bubble.
No,
Jay,
No, but I don't have them in my top 7. So it validates my feeling about it.
Could
They're
the
an
Lakers
outside
be?
looking
Could the
in.
Lakers be the Bengals, or are they too much star power to be
Too much
considered?
star power.
Yeah.
Too many expectations.
See, Jay can't say anything good about the Lakers.
It's
Too
fine.
much star power to be the underdog. Not enough star.
I can't wait for him to be in L.A. Boo! Woo! You suck, Jay. Boo!
Well, you guys didn't make the playoffs. Not I.
That's what they gonna do to you,
I
not
know
me.
you want. I'm wearing Lakers colors for it.
That's
Yellow.
not really Lakers
Those are not
colors,
Lakers
but
colors.
I get it.
Keyshawn J. Will
Nice
Max
try.
is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling home and auto easy. Learn more at progressive.com. How close are the Broncos to being a Super Bowl contender with Russell Wilson as their quarterback? You know,